What's up, everyone? How's it going? In this game, we have Rouland as our teal Abbasid spawning the west side of Himiyama. Over here on the east, we have real Starflark as our blue Jeanne d'Arc. I've been requested to cast more Abbasid games, so that's what I will be doing. And I'm not sure if I've actually casted any Abbasid versus Jeanne d'Arc games. I generally try to double check, see if I have in my archives before I do, or before I do cast any games. But I really like Starflark. He's a very, very solid player. And then, of course, it's an Abbasid game. So I decided to cast it regardless if I've done this kind of matchup. And it is on Himiyama. So we'll see what happens. Neither player is going for the fishies. Both of them are going for very, very standard openers, 7-3. The main thing that we're going to have to see for our Abbasid is what they're going to go into first after their House of Wisdom. Are they going to go for Eco? Highly doubt we're going to see Trade or Culture Wing in as the landmark going into Feudal. It'll most likely be a military 2TC. Yeah, military wing into a 2TC play. As for our Jeanne d'Arc, I'm willing to bet 100 to 1 that they're gonna go for, guess what, School of Cavalry, because that's what all Jeanne d'Arc players do. That's all French do too. Very rarely do we see the House of Commerce. I would absolutely love to see more of that. This map isn't very good for early trade, but when you're playing as French or a French variant, you have the ability to do so just because you have the Royal Knights. So it's gonna be the same concept as the Mongols, for instance. When they go for Silver Tree, they're gonna be applying pressure with the Keshik. Because they're applying pressure with the Keshik, that means that they're able to get their trade up and running. Even if it's not going full force trade, they still will be able to get trade behind it. Eco Wing coming through for Rouland, so I'm assuming it's going to be a 3TC play from him. At minimum, it's going to be a 3TC play from Rouland. Very, very defensive. And then, of course, the School of Cavalry coming through for Jeanne d'Arc. But like I was saying, throw down the school, the commerce, not School of Commerce, Chamber of Commerce. Start getting some of those free traders in, Royal Knights, in order to apply pressure, just like you would with the Keshik if you were playing as the Mongols. Set up your trade up here. That's a really, really nice spot, and you'll be getting a pretty good distance as well. That's what I kind of do, or that's what I do when I play as Jeanne d'Arc. I would prefer to go for the Chamber of Commerce instead of the School of Cavalry, even though School of Cavalry is just way too good. And you also don't have to worry about building a stable behind it in order to start getting your knights. Cavalry comes up, you start, School of Cavalry comes up, and you just start building non-stop knights. The main thing we're going to have to look at for Rouland, our teal Abbasid, is when they're going to be getting fresh foodstuffs. Is he going to be getting it before the second TC, during the second TC, or when he gets his third town center up? I'm honestly expecting the 3TC play though. It'd be kind of weird to go into an going into the Eco Wing without going for 3TCs. That's just my personal opinion on that. Of course, these are top tier, not the highest of tier Conqueror 3 players, but these still are Conqueror 3 players nevertheless. And then we do have Fertile Crescent, right? Yeah, Fertile Crescent coming through immediately upon age up in order to start reducing the cost of everything. Well, all non-military buildings, no, houses, farms, yeah, eco buildings, right? It's just reduce the cost of all eco buildings by 25%. School of Cavalry is done immediately. The first Royal Knight is in production. Jeanne d'Arc should be hitting level 2 pretty soon. Fresh foodstuffs is coming through right now. Second TC getting dropped by 4 little villagers. Take that back. There's a lot more villagers coming through. So it's going to be 12 villagers total, bringing up the Abbasid second TC. Is he going to be going for a third though. The positioning right here kind of says yes. Okay, so all of these villagers are going to be going over to wood. So I would say that this is a heavy yes into a third TC, because he's going to have 13 or 14 villagers on wood. Fresh foodstuffs is done, so he is going to start producing villagers at a cheaper rate, of course. Same speed, same production speed. It's just going to be a lot cheaper for him. Meanwhile, for Jeanne d'Arc, we have the archery range coming through. 2 royal knights are on the field right meow. And Jeanne d'Arc, level 2 woman at arms. Wait, Jeanne d'Arc just killed the wolf that's attacking you. You could 2-shot it. 3-shot? Yeah, it's a 3-shot. You could 3-shot it. It has no armor. A little bit of an attack comes through over here on the Abbasid. Gold does get a villager. The first villager kill of the game. Where are you going? Jeanne d'Arc is immediately going towards the Abbasid boar. Keep in mind, Abbasids actually can't eat boar because they are Muslim. So that is going to be that could potentially be free boar meat for Jeanne d'Arc as well if he decides to move out a couple villagers. I wouldn't necessarily say 5, I mean 8. I would say probably 5 villagers over here with a outpost just to kind of secure it, and that's a lot of food that you could potentially, not necessarily ninja, but that's a lot of free food. You're not stealing it from the Abbasid because they can't take it anyways. So is it really stealing if they can't use it? I don't know. I would say no. But now we are getting production thrown down by Rouland. Or yeah, Rouland. Currently sitting on 1 barracks, 2 stables, 2 TC, 29 villagers, 3 military, 2 spears. Hardened should have already finished, and I believe it has. Yes, and a horseman on the way as well. Another attempted villager kill over here at the Abbasid. Gold does not go through. But Jeanne d'Arc is sitting on 27 villagers, 9 military, 4 royal knights, 5th one on the way, 3 archers with another one on the way, and then Jeanne d'Arc herself as a level 2 woman at arms. I would really like to see a second TC play from Jeanne d'Arc as well. Currently sitting on 11 villagers on wood. Could easily get up to the 400 wood necessary and then start switching over to stone in order to get that second TC play for a heavy feudal. And we are getting an outpost at the stone / wood / berries. Really solid position. Like, that's actually really good outpost position right there. I wouldn't even mind a second one right here down south of the second TC just to cover more ground. But are we gonna see the third TC? I would really love to see a third TC come through, especially since Rouland does have a decent amount of military already, and Jeanne d'Arc isn't a part of it. Nice little brace, not much damage does go through though. There's one heavily weakened royal knight though, and now the other royal knights do attempt to do a little bit of a turn back, get a little bit more damage onto the, oh, was one more horseman gonna go down? Actually, I don't think so. I don't think Jeanne d'Arc would have actually committed to that, or Starflark would commit to that completely. Speaking of which, where is Jeanne d'Arc? I don't see her on the map. Where are you? Oh, here you are. Okay, she was back home. Just chilling with the other peasants where she used to be. And now we have 2 consecrations up and running. One, of course, on the School of Cavalry. The other one, of course, on the Town Center. Those are going to be your 2 standard. Divine Restoration does go off right there in order to start healing up those royal knights. I think that was a bit of a waste in all honesty, because immediately after using Divine Restoration, she does go into the Chivalry upgrade. And remember, divine restoration isn't a 30% heal, it's a 30%, it heals 30% of the health missing, so not 30% of your total health. Huge difference there. So the lower you are, the more it restores. The higher you are, the less it restores. A little bit of a supply block coming through for Rouland. We're gonna see 2 houses getting dropped, and this is a heavy supply block right here too, in the middle of a massive rotation, or massive production rotation right there too. Attempted run by with those Royal Knights and Scout. Nothing really going off there. There are walls over here on the northern side of Rouland's base, and he's running out of sheep, so these villagers are gonna have to pull off. And where are you guys gonna go though? Are you guys gonna just try to eat up as many? Well, he has a nice position right here actually. There's sheep, I mean not sheep, there's a deer patch or berry patch, a herd of deer. That's a lot of food right there, but he does have to get these outposts up so he doesn't lose that many villagers. And now there is going to be a heavy frontal attack coming through for our Jeanne d'Arc player. 32 military for Abbasid. We're going to see a massive Holy Wrath go off right there. 20 damage in a 1.25 tile radius from Jeanne d'Arc. She's at about 3/4 second. Holy Wrath does go off. A lot of units are going down. Jeanne d'Arc could get fully surrounded right there. Only if those horsemen were microed better, and Starflark just completely annihilates the entirety of the Abbasid army right there. So many units went down, so much experience has went over to Jeanne d'Arc. Does use restoration, and now she is level 3, and she just becomes a lot harder to kill. Both of them are sitting in feudal age. She has 5 base ranged armor, 5 base melee armor, 450 health, and 50% range damage reduction. Needless to say, there aren't very many things in feudal that will be able to actually deal with her unless she decides to run in, not use Holy Wrath at all against 20 plus spears, and then she's gonna go down. Other than that, highly unlikely she's gonna be dying anytime soon, especially since we have nowhere near a castle age up coming through for Rouland. He does have a decent position right here. He does have two nice outposts with arrow slits on there, but that's not going to be doing much for him overall. This is a very scary position for our Abbasid player. No, Mr. Deer, stop running away. 20 military supply for Rouland, sitting on 62 villagers as well. 14 spears, 8 horsemen. Starflark, 44 villagers, 32 military, 13 Royal Knights that are gonna charge in, and this may be the final assault right here. Nice full surround from those Royal Knights, and Jeanne d'Arc able to cleave through every single one of those spears. The horsemen are gonna go down as well, but they were able to at least kill off the ram, but at what cost? Easy 15 spears and about 10 horsemen. That was the cost of killing a single ram by a level 3 Jeanne d'Arc. GG is called. Game goes to Starflark. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.